Hey there, yogis. Welcome to Deep Release. Class is called Feel It All. I created this class because a number of students have written to me and said that they're experiencing anxiety. And a range of emotions actually that come with that anxiety. So I thought I will first talk a little bit about anxiety and then share a little part of my practice that's simple but I find very useful. So first, I want to say that whenever you're dealing with circumstances that are remarkable, and when your circumstances change very quickly, it kicks you into survival mode. And that's part of anxiety, is that you go into survival mode. And that means as well, at the point when you most need to connect with others, you're sort of blocked. It can surface in ways where you feel, or you notice that you're becoming short-tempered with people, that you're losing patience, that you're getting frustrated with yourself and things, sort of unexpectedly or out of proportion. And this is very human. It's very understandable when your sense of yourself in the world has been challenged or changed very quickly. Some of you are caretakers. Some of you are taking care of small children or your parents or patients. And you might start to feel layers of negative feelings that you feel at this moment, that you should, so to speak, step up and be able to help other people, that you aren't able to connect with that part of yourself the way that you want to. If you're not coming from a place of feeling nourished, it's very difficult to give to other people. And you might not always have the opportunity to nourish yourself. So this, hopefully, practice will nourish you in at least a little bit. Maybe not in all the ways that you need, because time will tell with the circumstances around us. But maybe you can find one part of yourself to reconnect with, and again, be able to connect with others in the way that you would like. So I'll start by reading a nice mantra written by the Dalai Lama. I find it's very nice. It's really a daily practice. So here it is. Today I am fortunate to have woken up. I am alive. I have a precious human life. I am not going to waste it. I am going to use all my energies to develop myself, to expand my heart out to others, to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. I am going to have kind thoughts toward others. I am not going to get angry or think badly about others. I am going to benefit others as much as I can. It's a short but profound, actually, statement, which is really that our ability to be compassionate is the highest form of wisdom. The ability to be compassionate with ourselves and the ability to be compassionate with other people. So if you feel maybe that you've been short with the people around you recently, you don't need to judge yourself. You just need to nourish yourself. So maybe you have some time now to practice and to nourish yourself. We'll start today on the belly. You'll roll up a blanket. I have it here already on the mat. Most of my students know this well. So we're starting today on the belly. And I'll sit up and indicate what we're doing first. So basically, we're going to be on the belly, and we're going to do this and move the body in this way. So keeping the legs straight. So I'm going to bring my chest onto the blanket, then I have a little bit more support on my chest. My legs are stretched out. I'm going to grab my elbows, and then, so now my elbows are above the head. My legs can stay pretty straight, and I'm going to bring my elbows over to the side and rest the head. So we're going to stay here for about a minute or two on each side. We're lengthening the side body. So you can sort of slide your elbows as far to the side as you can, keeping both shoulders, both hips on the floor, and without straining. It should be more about lengthening, not really about pushing the muscle. You can bring the toes together, let the heels fall apart so that the legs, the ankles relax. And as you're breathing here, you feel the belly moving in and out on the mat. So you're connecting with the deep belly breath. If you have been feeling anxious, there might not be so much movement in the belly to begin. So you just take it breath by breath. As you inhale, the belly presses into the mat. And exhale, it pulls back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So keep your head resting on the forearms. About 5 more deep breaths. And then you can inhale, lift your head, and just bring your elbows over to the other side. So now I'm coming through center, my arms stay in the same stacked sort of position, and I bring my elbows over to the left. And I bring my head all the way down. And I'm of course lifting my head so I can talk, but you have the head just resting. And ideally the space between the eyebrows is resting on your arms. That will put a little pressure between the eyebrows, forehead center, and that helps to relax the muscles in the face, especially the eyes. Just check in with your feet and your toes. Let the toes be together, heels apart, so the legs are completely relaxed. And take about 5 deep breaths. So you take a breath in, the belly presses into the mat. And as you exhale, you can relax the top of the shoulders. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale a few more times. And then you can bring yourself back to the center, make your way to child's pose. So you'll slide your hands beside your body. Child's pose, we usually have the toes together and the knees apart. If you can't sit all the way down, this is a time you could bring a blanket behind your knees. So sometimes behind the knees, or even under the feet. So if the bones of the feet press into the floor, you can rest your feet as well here. So some of you, this is a very accessible pose. You can just bring your your arms forward and the head down. So stay there if that's working for you. If you can't bring your head down, you could bring a book. Here I'm going to use a yoga block. So a few books maybe under the forehead or something else. And you can also rest the arms. So whatever position you've chosen, you want the forehead to be supported. That helps your neck to relax and the upper shoulders. And then come back to that deep belly breath. Inhale, the belly expands. Back body lifts. And exhale, shoulders move forward and down. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We'll stay here for one more minute. Try to let the front of the body be heavy. Forehead, chest and shoulders. Even the belly on the legs. And then we'll come up to a seated position. So bring the foot in front of the other. You could stay seated on the block or the book, or even just the blanket can come under the hips. So we'll slide the feet forward. Actually, yeah, or we'll come even closer. So this practice is for the eyes. I hope this is clear. So you're going to twist. Bring your opposite hand to the knee. And you're going to look all the way over your shoulder. So you keep your chest lifted on the inhale. Exhale, look as far behind you as you can. And then inhale, reach up, look toward the thumbs. Exhale, hands to the chest. Twist the other way, one hand behind you, one hand on the knee. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, look over the shoulder and look as far behind you as you can. Few more deep breaths. Chest lifts on the inhale. Shoulders slide down on the exhale. Inhale, arms up, gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, hands to the heart. So now you're going to look straight ahead. You can actually keep your hands in prayer. So you're going to keep your gaze straight ahead and turn, turn, turn. So your head is turning, but your eyes stay looking at the screen. So 4 times. Turn the head back. Inhale, sit up straight, keep the gaze centered, and then turn, turn, turn your head as far as you can, keeping your eyes on the screen. Come back. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, twist. Keep the eyes focused on the screen. Turn the whole head, maybe even the upper back. Last time. Turn forward, eyes on the screen. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Twist, 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 twist. Keep the eyes focused straight forward. Great, come back to center. 1 breath. Inhale, bring the arms up. Gaze to the thumbs above the head. Exhale, hands to the chest. Again, gaze focused straight forward. So you look at the camera, turn the head, maybe the shoulders as far as you can. So your eyes are just in the corner, and then come back. So again, deep breath in. Keep looking forward. Exhale, turn the head. Gaze stays on the screen. 2 more times. Inhale. Gaze stays forward. Exhale, twist. Last time. Inhale. Looking straight ahead. And exhale. Twist. Come back to center. Inhale, arms up. Gaze to the thumbs. Exhale, hands to the chest. I forgot to blink when I did that practice. So now the deer pose. So bring right leg outside of the hip to the floor, inside of the left leg. So sometimes your knee is close to the foot, sometimes it's quite far back. And if you're tipping a lot, you can always bring the blanket under the knee, for example, make yourself comfortable. So first we're going to lean to the side, away from the front leg. So this is my right leg that's forward, and now my left arm is reaching to the side, and I'm going to stretch up. So side body. If you have a shoulder problem, you can rest the arm another way, but everyone else has the hand going slightly behind the head, and you're bending to the side. So that the side body is sometimes full of tension that you're not expecting at all. We tend to feel more profoundly tension in the shoulders and hips, and sometimes we're surprised how much we're really carrying in the side body. So you'll take a few more deep breaths, try to find a little bit more weight on the left side, but keep the right knee down. And then inhale, come up, and now we'll stretch over the shin bone. If you do have yoga blocks at home, these can be nice. 2 options with the books. Of course, you can use books if that's what you have at home, or a block. So if you can't bring your elbows to the floor, you can rest the elbows on blocks. And I feel even more relaxing if you can support your forehead as well. So if you can bring your forehead all the way down and rest the arms. And we'll stay here a few minutes to stretch the hip. So simple practice, but actually a little bit movement exploration that you're allowing the body to rest forward, and that's what's stretching the outside of the right hip. But the more you can relax the upper body, the more you'll feel the stretch in the hip. You can focus your breath in the chest and shoulders. You take a deep inhale between the shoulder blades. And exhale, the shoulders relax. Maybe arms can slide forward a bit. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So stay here a moment longer. And keep the hands relaxed. Keep the feet relaxed. Sometimes it's these smaller muscles that hold on to tension when we don't even notice. allow yourself a few more moments of stillness, to be nourished by the pose, to be nourished by your attention to yourself, your ability to be present for yourself. It's important, at least at some point in the day, just to step away from all of our roles. The people you need to take care of. At some point in the day, you're here just for you. So walk the hands back. Sit up straight. You can bring both feet forward and just roll the shoulders a few times before we do the other side. So then I'll have the outside of the left leg on the floor, inside of the right. If I have any unusual spaces, I can use a blanket for support. And if you have something you can use for the head or the arms, yoga block would be ideal, but sometimes it's not always ideal. And you just adjust your feet. So you want the hips to both connect with the mat, ideally the front knee as well. That's where you can bring a blanket underneath or something else. This should be a passive pose, so where you don't have to hold the body in any particular way. So first the side stretch. Now you're reaching your right arm out and your left arm up. So the hips stay on the floor and you bend to the side. If you have frozen shoulder or another shoulder complication, you can lower your arm, but everyone else is reaching up and a little bit behind, so we keep the back straight and the side bend. And we feel that the stretch is going all the way from the hip to the shoulder here. It can be sort of forgotten muscles actually in our stretching routine. And tension in the side body will always trap the breath. And you can say vice versa, that a really shallow breath is also going to trap these muscles. So here we're breathing into the side body, creating more space for the whole breath. And then inhale to come up. You can turn now toward your front leg so that the body is coming more or less over the shin bone. Maybe you're resting the arms here. Maybe you're bringing the head all the way down. So on this side, maybe I'll stay here. So wherever you are, if you're able to rest the head, great. If your head is not supported, then just keep the neck doing whatever the upper back and shoulders are doing. So not dropping the chin too low, nor bringing the chin up, that the neck is in a neutral position, if you will. And whatever you're doing with the arms, you can keep the hands relaxed. And the feet. The larger muscles in the body, they tend to catch our attention first. If they cramp, if your legs cramp, or even a slightly larger joint like the shoulder, you tend to feel this really immediately. And then the smaller muscles in the body, like the hands and feet and the jaw actually, so these smaller muscles, they don't tend to catch our attention until they've become a problem, that we're sending attention somewhere else. So for example, if you clench the teeth, you won't notice until your shoulder and your neck already hurt. So when I'm doing a yin practice, I'm often checking in with these muscles first. The smaller muscles in the body tend to be the ones we're holding on to tension in a very subtle way. So we'll stay here about 1 more minute. And meditating on the breath is enough. That's already enough to nourish you, that you can just stay present with your breath. Notice the quality of the breath, tempo, where you feel your breath moving through the body. Allow the body to settle forward with the exhale. Few more deep breaths. And then coming all the way up, maybe lifting your head if it's supported, walking the hands back, bringing the feet forward. And just rolling the shoulders a few times in each direction. And then our last practice or exercise will be on the back. So you're going to bring the same roll that we've been using for the class now under your upper back and shoulders. This is sort of a favorite of mine if you're a student. So I'm actually going to bring the block here for my feet as well. We're bringing the upper back and shoulders onto the roll, which will bring our chest forward. And we're doing cactus arms so that the fingers are spread, the elbows are to the side. So I'm lowering myself onto the mat so that my hips connect well with the mat. The upper back is supported and the top of my shoulders can rest on the mat, more or less. If the roll is too low in the back, so it will arch the upper back, that's not what we want. We want the chest to be supported so that the chest and shoulders come forward and we can rest the back of the hands and the elbows on the floor. I have several options for my feet. The legs could be straight. I could keep the feet on the floor with the knees together. Or actually what I'm going to choose for myself is to bring the feet onto the block. So they're a little bit lifted and the knees to the side. So that's a little bit gentler than having the feet on the floor in this position. I wouldn't recommend that actually for the back. So if you don't have a block, just keep your feet or legs on the floor. And you can close the eyes or keep the eyes open, look at the ceiling. Whatever is going to keep you the most present with yourself and your practice. So here I'm allowing the back of my hands to rest. The wrist can relax. The elbows can be heavy. And I have the arms a little bit above my head, which allows me to breathe more into the sides of the body. And that, again, opening up this space in the side of the body has a very cooling effect on the nervous system. So we've stretched the side body for a number of poses. And now we can breathe deeply into the side body. So you're feeling a little bit extra space, not only in the chest and shoulders, but also the sides of the ribs. I'll stay here for about 1 more minute. Few more really deep breaths. Staying present with what comes up, all the layers of feeling. And maybe where you're at right now is not where you want to be, but you know that this too shall pass. And you have the courage to keep going, to wait until the moment passes. So if you have the legs stretched out or the knees to the side, you can bring the feet up. We're all going to roll to the side and just come off of the blanket. So you'll come off of the blanket, move it to the side, maybe bring it under your head. And just return to the back. And now your knees can come to the chest. You're going to rest the hands on the knees, keep the toes together, and just make some circles with the knees. Few times in each direction. And then we'll twist. I'm going to turn so that's clear. You're going to stretch the arms out. And just bring the knees to the side. So the knees can land on the left, and your left hand will press down on the right knee. If the shoulder hurts here, just bring your hand to the hip. But if you don't have a special consideration for the shoulder, normally you're going to keep it stretched out. So as you exhale, squeeze. Left hand presses down, right shoulder pulls back. Keep the feet and the toes relaxed if possible. Squeeze, find a little bit deeper twist on the exhale. And then come to the other side, stretch your left arm out, bring the knees all the way up. Pause in the center, make sure that your back is straight, and then twist, bring the knees to the side. Right hand to the knee, adjust the arm if you need to, otherwise keep the back of the hand on the floor, and as you exhale, right hand presses down, left shoulder pulls back, and you feel a little compression in the left side of the waist. Keep your face and your eyes relaxed. And then you can stretch your arm out, press the right hand into the floor, bring the legs up, and then to finish, just a little outside. Knees toward the chest. Wrap the arms around the knee, pull your chin all the way up, and hug yourself as tight as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let it go. And we'll take a short but necessary Shavasana. So I'm going to bring a blanket under the head. You're welcome at home to bring a blanket over the body, and maybe even pause the video if you need a longer Shavasana, you can always take it. So then adjust the back body. Bring the hands a little bit away from the sides, feet apart. You can shake out the feet so that the feet fall open naturally. Sometimes I say it's like you're wiggling into sand. You're making the back of the body really comfortable, so you can wiggle, 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 like you're laying on the beach. If only, right? Yeah. And then allowing a few moments of total rest, of total stillness. Of total receptivity. That the parts of you that were feeling a little bit closed have found a bit more space. Things that were feeling heavy have started to lift. Now we'll take a few really deep breaths in through the nose. Exhale, relax the upper back and shoulders. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Keep going, allow this whole breath to move down your spine like a wave. So that's really what the breath is doing. It's like a massage on the inside. We'll very slowly start to make our way back up. You might keep your eyes closed as you start to move the body again, opening and closing the hands, flexing the feet. Sliding the feet together, bringing the arms overhead. Pulling the knees up one at a time. And then rolling to the side. Never skip that part, it's important. So come up to the side. And then use your hands to come up to a comfortable seated position. You can rest the hands on the knees or in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. So the hands, there are means of giving. So the ways we literally reach out into the world are with the hands. You can take this moment to feel your left hand against the right, symbol of also nourishing yourself. That you always have this power to tap into your ability to self-nourish, your ability to ask for what you need, by going within so that you can connect with others again. Thank you for your practice and for letting me serve you. Namaste.